The Night Terror Saga has been yet another successful comic series from DC. Unlike fighting villains in the real world, the comic showcases heroes struggling against their nightmares. They have all been put into an eternal slumber by a new villain, Insomnia, in order to find and extract the Nightmare Stone hidden within their fears. Insomnia's powers were enhanced after he took control of John Dee, aka Dr. Destiny, following which he could also bring nightmare constructs into the world of the living. Numerous heroes and villains fell to Insomnia's nightmares, while some still managed to hold their ground and fight them. One such was Batman. Over the years, Batman had gone through enormous procedures and practiced to build a self-defense mechanism in his mind to face such a crisis and also wake up from nightmares. Although his efforts helped him deal with his fears, they could not wake him up, as Deadman possessed his body to fight Insomnia in the real world. As Batman was tossed into his nightmares, he was shown the death of his parents and also his fears of losing his allies, but he stood tall. In such a nightmare, he saw a giant bat emerge from his mouth, and that is what we're going to talk about today. So without any further delay, let us dive into the comic issue and learn how Batman gave birth to this giant bat creature from his mouth. Before we go into our explanation, we have a very small request. If you like our content, please support us by subscribing to our channel. This is a small click for you, but for us, it means a lot. Thank you. Let's begin. Nightmares of the Dark Knight. It all began after Insomnia got hold of Dr. Destiny and his powers. Deadman felt ghastly energies in the world, following which he landed up with Superman and Wonder Woman, who had been summoned to the Justice League headquarters by Batman. There has been a breach in the security systems and an intruder alarm. Upon investigating further, they found a mutilated corpse in their hall, which appeared to be of John Dee. Unbeknownst to the three of them, Deadman was also present, and he tried to possess the deceased body of John Dee, which was actually fake. Surprisingly, he failed, and he quickly possessed Batman's body to tell them that it was not a corpse, but a nightmare construct. Soon, Batman received news from Harley Quinn at Arkham Asylum, stating that John Dee was having nightmares and the doctors were unable to calm him. Batman left immediately and arrived at Arkham to check in on him, while Zatanna was called to investigate further about the nightmarish corpse at Justice League headquarters. John Dee was screaming in pain and fear. He shouted at an entity that should not get the Nightmare Stone. Soon, a nightmarish construct burst through John Dee's chest, following which the doctors announced him dead. However, that was not the end, as the corpse soon began speaking. It said that John Dee had hidden the Nightmare Stone deep within the nightmares of the heroes and villains. The corpse sprung up and climbed the ceiling. It twisted its head, tearing it from the body, and threatened Batman to help him find the Nightmare Stone. Nightmarish constructs began manifesting in the place, and Batman, realizing that he should not fall asleep, activated the emergency protocol of keeping him awake. But it fell short, and he also succumbed to eternal slumber. Batman was cast into the nightmare realm when he first arrived at the alley where his parents were killed. He was transformed into young Bruce. However, he was completely aware of what was happening and tried waking up but couldn't, as Deadman had possessed his body to fight Insomnia and his nightmare constructs. Soon, giant pearls, which were that of his mother, began raining down on him, following which he was swiftly shifted to another scene, where he was in the Monarch Theater, and on the screen, he could see how Deadman was fighting Insomnia. As he approached the screen, a hand grabbed him and dragged him into it. He was then taken to his parents' home before their graves. Bruce noticed that there were not just the graves of his parents, but also that of Alfred, Damian, Dick, and all those close to him. However, he was not yet shocked and challenged Insomnia to appear before him and state his point. Soon, Insomnia arrived dressed up as Robin, and the dead bodies of Batman's close ones emerged from the ground and began attacking him. Young Bruce was not fazed a bit. He began fighting the zombies and subdued them easily. He stated to Insomnia that he was not scared and wouldn't be taken down so easily, following which his voice began choking. Bruce began coughing up blood as his throat swelled up. Soon, there was a giant bat coming out of his mouth. It appeared like Man-Bat with a gun attached to its forehead. Now, one might think, why this creature? And how is it a part of his fears? Insomnia here is actually trying out different combinations of his knowledge to scare Batman. He was aware of Batman's true identity and guessed the loss of his parents could refresh back his memories and trigger his trauma, but that did not help. Secondly, the death of his family members could have also triggered a sense of guilt and fear, but when that failed, Insomnia brought the giant bat from his mouth. Although Bruce chose to be Batman, he was afraid of bats during his childhood. Secondly, the gun on the forehead was added as Bruce never used guns to kill his opponents and had a fear of resorting to them. The creature began shooting at Bruce, who tried dodging them. Finally, after getting shot, Bruce transformed into Batman, stating that he had finally realized what he had to do. He planned on diving deeper into his dreams to find a way to wake up. Soon, he was shifted into another scene where he was inside the body of Joe Chill, the man who killed his parents. Before him was young Bruce and his parents, and he was pointing a gun at them. Batman was perplexed and had no control over the new body he was cast into. Soon, the bullet was shot, and he killed his own parents before a young Bruce, who relentlessly attacked him. The child stated that Bruce wanted to become Batman, and he wanted the event of his parents' death to take place. The young Bruce then scratched Joe Chill's face, and slowly, Batman was revealed. By then, there were multiple young Bruces who kept attacking him until Batman allowed the nightmares to take control. He somehow developed the power to fly and flew away from the alley. He then arrived before the black door with Insomnia and the giant bat before him. Believing the room to be the place of the Nightmare Stone, Insomnia demanded Batman to open it. Batman denied it, and Insomnia ordered the bat creature to attack. The creature shot multiple bullets at Batman. However, Batman stopped them, attacked the creature, and ripped the gun from his forehead. Insomnia escaped, and when Batman opened the black door, there was a young Bruce crying with the corpses of his dead parents. He recalled the moment when it happened. He had waited with his dead parents for 90 minutes before the cops arrived, and no matter what he did, a part of him was always stuck in that alley. He approached young Bruce and hugged him, stating that in the future, he would be having numerous friends who would be like his family. Finally, Batman woke up, and there was Damian before him, stating that they had lost. Marvelous verdict. So we have finally come to the end of the video, and we hope you have liked our content. Earlier, DC had released an event in their comics where Joker was pregnant and eventually gave birth to his clone. This raised massive controversies. And now that Batman has given birth to a man-bat-like creature, we have to wait and see if there would be any voices raised on the topic. However, the comic saga was a hit and a smart way to showcase what is inside the minds of villains and heroes of the DC universe. With that, we will be ending today's video, and stay tuned for the next one.